Well, LowRes and Hans, I've been listening to my two favorite podcasts lately, B-Bang and Movies. And when it comes to movies, I sort of realize now that I might be the worst guest you guys have on movies. Because you got like this Wolfman guy, and whatever guy you've reviewed, I saw the TV Glow. That guy was really good. So I'm thinking Jackson. My only option here is to just be the villain of movies. If I can't beat them, I'll just be like, I'll make Hans watch the Fred movie, you know, that kind of thing.
You have been for how long?
Yeah.
I don't so like you're just now.
This is being declared after 3 Nostalgia Critic movies.
Well, I think I need to play it up more because all your guests are so educated and well-spoken, and I'm like the exact opposite. So if my gimmick is being evil, I think I need to be way more evil when I come on movies.
And how do you plan to exact this exactly?
Well, I've already started a blackmail operation. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I have a very influential and popular Letterboxd account. Nearly 700 followers on there. And I recently made a list called If You Watch This Movie for Any Reason, You Should Kill Yourself.
Okay.
And
this came up in my Discord just the other day. Someone linked me, and I think the Mufasa is in there.
Yeah, the Mufasa movie.
There was a Little Mermaid film, maybe, and then something else was in there too. I can't quite recall what film.
I saw that Mass State Lottery was added to Letterboxd. And I've tried to be a friend. I say, hey, LowRes, I'm your good friend Mumkey. Send me an advanced copy of your movie. Ignored completely. So now if I'm going to be the villain and I've got this influential letterbox and I say, hey, if you watch this movie, you should kill yourself. I'm just saying, if you want your film removed from the list, maybe I get an early copy.
That would revoke it from the list as an early screener. Yeah. But what if you hate the film? I mean, there's a track record in place here. If we look at all of the YouTuber movies, including Kino's movie, that you probably won't like this movie. So that could be even more damaging.
But if I admit that I watched it, then I'll have to kill myself. So
yeah, I think the movie should just stay there, and I think anyone that watches and enjoys it should just do that.
Even if they enjoy it, they should die.
There's no urgency placed on this list. I mean, we've all got like at least 20 years left. So, I mean, speaking for myself anyway. So you never know. They're putting pods on every corner like Futurama. One day it might just be having a bad day. And I remember I watched a certain film and I followed a certain letterbox list, and adios amigos.
Yeah. If somebody watches the Mufasa prequel fucking live action Lion King, they should commit suicide. When I saw that, the trailer made me so viscerally angry. Every moment of it.
I didn't know they had any intentions of franchising that Lion King live action movie that they put out. It was like almost 8 years ago, 10 years ago now.
It made like 1.4 billion.
Wow.
Fucking Christ.
Well, it was very encouraging to see the new Disney slate has nothing but sequels and prequels and reboots and live action specials and a Freaky Friday 2 with a 40-year-old Lindsay Lohan. This is all very exciting stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that Lion King made $1 billion and there's a Mufasa prequel coming out. Of course, that's the playbook.
So just to backtrack very briefly, is your film staying on this list until December then? Or, because I heard that there's like a final runtime. Sounds like there might be a final copy in the can that Eggy and I could be watching tonight.
Tonight? Okay, let's calm down. Maybe for Thanksgiving, you might be able to
Thanksgiving?
Hey,
oh.
That's literally probably, if we're being honest, that's probably the next time I'm going to have anything else going on is about around Thanksgiving, so...
But this Plankton movie that comes out in 2025, you can send me a link to that, but not to Mass State Lottery, that you have on your computer in front of you right now, just waiting to go on Google Drive.
It could be a good double feature, is Plankton the movie and Mass State Lottery. No, Mom, you will receive a screener for MSL within probably the next month and a half. I'm
Oh
waiting
my
to
God.
get the sound locked on it. I'm just waiting on my guy who's doing the score and my other guy who's doing the sound design, because we all have temp sound and music currently in place for the version that I've got, which is the picture locked version. But yeah, it's not an hour and 49 minutes. It's ready. It's ready to go otherwise. So you will have something before a holiday.
And I guess I forgot to mention, I also have a list called Top 10 Worst Movies of 2024. And Garfield might have been number one for a little bit, but there might be a new number one spot right now. Just temporarily. Who knows? Maybe once I see it, it'll get off the list.
Was there
another cat movie called Mufasa coming out later this year?
It
Was there
wasn't
a
that
Garfield
one.
movie from this year?
There was.
What the fuck?
It's not
Why?
worth even looking at.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
it's funny
atrocious.
you bring up Plankton the movie. Plankton the movie is a Nickelodeon film, and so is Fred the movie, the movie from Nickelodeon. Fred the movie, starring. I almost followed this guy on Instagram after I watched this. Does anybody know Fred's real name?
Lucas Cruikshank?
Yeah.
Something like
his
that.
name was Louis Crank and Spank, and he'd be cranking and spanking that disabled-sounding boyfriend in his YouTube videos. But either way,
Hans, do you want to talk about your history growing up watching Fred? Hans, I know you're a big fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Annoying Orange, right? It was his neighbor or something. Was it the same shared universe?
I don't think
something that I
so.
just imagined now?
It was them and Hey, It's Millie, all on the same street.
Oh, yeah.
You
What?
know, Hans, when you were younger, I think there's a trend that's happening here. Monkey, Eggy, I'm sure you guys haven't seen what young Hans ever looked like, right?
Kind of fat.
Well, that was a version of Hans, yes. But no, I mean like Hans 10 years ago actually kind of looked like Fred. Very similar hairstyle. And then I go over to...
10 years ago?
Yeah, it was like 2014, 2013. Yeah, your hair had the swoop, and it was very My Chemical Romance, and you had the snake bites. You know,
Those are
it was
fine,
a
yeah.
different Hans. And I looked up this guy on Instagram and what he's up to today, and you notice the first thing is the
He's
hair's
bald.
gone. He's
Of
balding.
course.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
was thinking, wait a minute, this happened to you, Hans. This happened exactly to you as well. The swoop,
Yeah.
and then it's gone. So I'm wondering, is it like the hair product is making your hair disappear? Is that what happened with you?
No, it's called genes. They're bad. It's called my entire family's fucking bald. No, I just well, you saw my hair when I went up to shoot my state lottery. Like it was holding on to dear life, and I didn't realize it until we went on that public access show, and you could see through my hair, looking like straight ahead, and I was like, yeah, I just have to like get rid of this shit.
Is that going to be a
So-
plot hole in the sequel that your character is bald now?
I don't know if we should reveal anything about this.
Oh no, Hans dies in the movie. Great. God damn it. That's why I needed to see it now. I just got spoiled.
yeah, they came to the conclusion: death or balding, and every man with common sense knows what to choose. It is what it is.
Well, now you got Turkey now, right?
Actually-
just go to Turkey and get new hair.
Hans, I feel like the end scene of Mass State Lottery, you've got some hair. We did something to your hair, and then I deliberately receded my hair to look older, and I shaved it back about this much. And luckily, it all came back peachy keen. Hans, yours?
Yeah, I should grow it. It's bad. I started growing it for like a month when I knew that I was not going to be on camera months ago, and yeah, I don't think I'm ever growing my hair again. It's just unless I'm like I don't know, in a mountain for like 6-7 months where I'm not going to be even seeing my face in a mirror or anything, because it's bad.
See,
It's that's
you just got to get one of those. They call it a system. That sounds like a good coping word, where they just they glue hair onto your head and then they like make it look real. I would do that, but I sweat too much, so the
Yeah, me
glue
too.
would last about 80% less than the average person that receives it.
I think Hans
Yeah, I
looks
don't think-
perfect the way he is.
Thank you. I don't think that's in my future to spend money on that shit, honestly.
What about,
I
you
do
ever
get
seen
them
the
on
Korean
my
tattooing technique
Oh,
to
yeah.
fill in gaps? or missing eyebrows, you could get your hair tattooed on.
One of my
I've seen that with,
favorite
like, Turkish people doing a beard.
One of my favorite rappers who was recently released from prison, L Train. He has a train that goes along his hairline, but then it's like blend because he's from Houston, Texas, and it like blends all this like other stuff together. So if you're standing from like 30 feet away, you can't really tell that it's tattooed on. So that, I mean, there's something to that.
Just stay really far away from people
guy I used to
forever.
talk to a long time ago, who actually, you know what, Hans actually resembles this guy, Based Shaman. I think he still does YouTube. He tattooed his hair on, and you guys kind of look the same. So if it worked for him, maybe it'll work for you too.
To just be far away from everyone that can tell that it's not your hair. So just don't get close to it. I mean, it's not like I interact with many people to begin with.
If you look it up on Instagram, there's some artists, they do really good because it's such a like a gradient. It's more they do it, so it looks like it's always freshly shaved. You'd almost probably have to like run your hand over it.
That's the thing, though. Like, if I'm just going to get a look that just kind of looks like I have a little bit of hair, might as well just shave my head. You know what I mean? Like,
it's about like, dropping the hairline though, because then your head is shaved, but you can also have like a slightly dark gray like back half of your head, so everyone knows you don't do it just for fun. You do it because you're bald, and it would look bad otherwise. So when you have your hairline tattooed right here, people are like, oh, this guy probably just goes to the boxing ring every day to kill people and just smash their heads in. That's why he has to do it to stay aerodynamic instead of just balding. I'm just saying.
I think he froze Hans to death.
No, he's just thinking about it. He's just.
I really wanted to hear his take on all the Fred YouTube videos that he watched growing up, but I guess we got off track on that. So, LowRes, should we just talk about the Fred movie?
I would love to, because I feel like, and I don't want to speak for you, Eggy. Your opinion is always very mysterious going into the show, because you don't have, or you do have Letterboxd now. I'm assuming, unless I'm following the wrong Eggy.
It's just like everything else in my life. I don't contribute a significant amount to it.
I encourage him to review the movies, but then I make him watch 3 movies a day, and he just gets behind.
Yeah. Okay. I need to formulate my esoteric opinions. I could do that critic stuff, I gave that a swing, and I was able to sound like a local newspaper editorial. But oh my goodness, he kept the smile the whole time.
Yeah, so I was looking up the rapper that Eggy mentioned, and I closed Zoom instead of closing the browser. I'm not very smart. I'm not very good. Yeah,
he's L-Train, and he's dripping with that sauce. He's about to have a big comeback. He only did like 5 years, so he really didn't lose any momentum. He's back at it. He was already 40 to begin with. He's in the Sauce Family rap group.
No, but why was he in jail?
Well, they make a lot of music about quote-unquote pimpin'. So I think he was actually doing that for real, and I think he was, they live in Texas. There might have been some women that without documentation that were getting put into a situation, but I can't remember exactly. He might have actually just shot somebody or something, but all I know is that they just said he was in prison, and they kept on saying, free my man, and then he got out, and he was doing his dance with his tattooed hairline.
Is that the dance you did in the gas station? Or was that at Culver's?
Well, actually, I think... to be fair, some of the dance moves I took were not specifically from him, but they were Texas-style dance moves. The Quick Star dance, that was something that I had kind of just like improvised. I'm not sure if anybody did that one yet.
Yeah, Eggy got almost 1 million hits, on Instagram?
Yeah, it's like 900,000 now on that one video.
Eggy, I think that reel was the best YouTuber movie.
Man pours booze into soup from gas station and drinks it?
Yeah.
By the numbers, it might be.
Well, this might be the great debate of tonight is Fred the movie even a YouTuber movie? Since it was produced by Nickelodeon and directed and written by, I assume, Jewish Hollywood people and not a YouTuber?
Well, actually, the screenwriter worked for
movie?
Family Guy for a number of years as a series writer. So there was that. And then I looked up the director as well. And I'm pretty sure he has nothing of note to his name. I've always felt a little funny about this Fred movie because of that. Like, I don't know if I can really fully consider it a YouTuber movie in that same way because it's not independent. Like, are we going to then be talking about Smosh the movie? Well, that was produced by Paramount or Universal as well. It had a real budget behind it. I guess it's valid if it's bringing whatever they did over to YouTube into a more commercial space, maybe. But I mean, how different is the movie from what he was doing on YouTube at that time?
I guess it was just like his Fred Goes Swimming video and all those popular ones. I think they were closer to 3 or 4 minutes. And when they tried to turn this into a movie, we realized this insufferable, annoying character probably can't last 90 minutes.
Were the videos just him talking into the camera? Was that just it? Just
yeah,
like
I think so.
You know those, because like that movie does that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe that's what the videos are like, where it's just him talking to the camera and then everything else that happened is just added for the movie so that it's a movie, I guess.
You know what that reminds me of? Did either of you see The People's Joker, perchance?
No, I have it downloading, but it's a 6 GB file, and I didn't sign up for it.
I'm going to tell you, if you watch that movie, you're going to see parallels. And now I know that Lucas Crankshank, he ended up, doing certain things with his life. They say he loves men, and he likes maybe dressing up in dresses, but he's still a man, though. Either way.
Wait, he's wearing the dress for real?
I don't know. All I'm going to say is that if you watch The People's Joker, the Fred monologuing to the camera and The People's Joker, whoever that is the Joker in that movie, I don't know exactly, I forgot maybe, but it's almost it's like so 1-to-1. It's just all of a sudden just like, here, let me tell you about everything in my life. And I know that Fred had the vlogging thing like as a part of his videos. It was like, as a significant element, but it was astoundingly similar. And not to just hog, but it also rolls into my focal point of the film that it was very accurate representation of somebody with autism. In a way, I don't think that they would be so brash, maybe in the modern age. They might not show the downsides as much, where somebody is having sort of a very erratic episode that is very grating. When that
the
does
movie's
happen.
almost nothing but downsides.
So that's just a couple points that I would like to.
Well, is that debate number 2? Diagnosing Fred? Because you say autism, I would say there's a lot of other like hardcore child abuse has influenced his character, and as a comedy film, it's a complete failure. As like a drama about a tortured child who's mentally ill, it's still a failure, but at least it's a little more interesting on that level.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I laughed like 3 or 4 times during this Fred movie.
Now, is that a high number or a low number? Because you gave this a shockingly high score on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I did. So I figured I was coming in here tonight as the one dissenter to your half star and Hans's half star, and Eggy, I don't know what you would assign a star, but I gave this movie 3 stars on Letterboxd because I don't laugh at comedies or at movies. Like I find myself very difficult to make laugh when it comes to anything scripted, and I laughed 3 times during this.
Okay, what were the 3?
Yes,
I have
what
to.
Were
See,
they?
I've already
wrote it
listen,
down. Yeah.
I have a long set of notes here. I would have to take. Oh, kind of funny that John Cena is Fred's dad. Or he thought
you
he was
laughed.
his dad.
Well,
You laughed.
yeah,
When he popped up, I was like,
it's the redeeming quality because Fred is annoying and we hate him, and John Cena is legitimately like holding him in a headlock and throwing breakable glass objects at his head to smash. So it is the palate cleanser of the film when he has his fantasy sequence of his father, John Cena, who shows up just to be physically violent, which if this is like a flashback of his younger childhood with his actual dad, he buys more into that. But yeah, I'll give you that. Number 1, you're right. John Cena physically harming Fred is good. What is number 2?
Number 2, I found it was kind of funny when he's explaining at the beginning of the movie that he can't say swear words, and then he drags out the D word. And I don't know, I laughed at that. I thought that was funny. So that's number 2.
I assume that's because he said fuck a lot in his YouTube videos, and then they're like, oh, we're putting him on iCarly. Oh, now we got to clean up his image. We're putting him in his own Nickelodeon movie. And,
what's the word? Gamut? I think
gamut.
He says. Yeah.
In similarly flamboyant fashion, it does have a bit of a catchy quality to it, like when Nico Avocado would be like, oh, fiddlesticks. I don't know. When gay people make up fake words, they got something to that. I got to say that.
Fred's name is Figglehorn. That's pretty close.
Mm-hmm. And then the other time that I can recall is when the bully is dancing in the driveway and then winds up embarrassed because Fred noticed him. I did laugh at that as well.
Now, is
So-
that debate number 3? Was Kevin a bully, or was Kevin protecting the neighborhood girl from a stalker who is psychotic and dangerous?
No,
Or
it's
was
that.
he-
In my notes here, I say Fred exhibits all the same traits as the two stalkers in the documentary I Think We're Alone Now, which we covered for movies with a friend of ours, DC. Remember, Hans? The two stalkers who were obsessed with, who was it, Blondie or Cyndi Lauper?
Yeah. No.
Debbie
Worse.
Gibson?
Debbie Gibson, yeah.
Okay. Fred acts the exact same way towards this girl who I kind of feel like she was just cast because someone was a pedophile and trying to, like, I just have that in my head now anytime I look at a Nickelodeon shows.
I feel like all of these people are,
kids.
they're all early 20s playing middle schoolers though, right?
I don't know. I'm not certain. How old was,
Kevin looked like he was like 25, I think, you know? Like,
well, he was dressed like a Limp Bizkit fan, you know.
Was
He
his
could've
character
been
was his
anything.
character not just a ripoff from the bully from Ed, and Eddie?
also named
looks
Kevin.
who looks exactly like him with
No.
the same red
No.
hat and everything, same attitude?
If I'm not mistaken, there's a YouTube channel called the LA Beast, and I thought that guy's
Yes.
name was Kevin. But the LA Beast, for the time period this was filmed, they look almost exactly the same. And I never checked. I'm sure it's not him. It wouldn't make any sense for it to be
No.
him. But it is almost.
Isn't LAB like 7 feet tall? Like he's a huge guy.
I'm not sure if I've seen too many videos of him with other people because he did the videos with the Guinness records when he was doing those, but he was sitting down. But in any case, if you look up the LA Beast, he's been on YouTube for since 2007. If you look up his videos in this time frame, he looks astonishingly similar, and I'm fairly certain they're both named Kevin. Although I will say that I did think of Ed, and Eddie first, just because of the the overacted bully persona.
Yeah.
But I mean, you kind of see a resemblance there, don't you?
I can see it. I mean, the backwards hat does a
Yeah.
lot, though.
True. I think the mid face and the eye area, if you look up what's his face again, I mean, I feel like that also
Mr. Beast.
comes together.
The other thing that I found funny about it was when Fred pukes on the girl.
Yeah, that was funny.
I enjoyed that. And
That was
honestly,
better than the
I'll-
AVGN puke joke. Like it looked more real in the Fred movie.
Right. In the AVGN movie, they went very exaggerated or
Yeah.
exorcisty with it, if I remember right. So
Doesn't-
I found myself
doesn't not-
laughing
doesn't-
a few times, but the one thing I did want, and I'll let you interject, Hans, sorry, that I'll also give this movie credit for is usually when you have this character, and it could easily go in a Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee's Big Adventure direction, it doesn't really do that. It kind of stays confined to questioning whether or not he is a stalker and a freak and a fucking creep. They would end it with and then he has the great party or something, and it's no, he goes around disinviting the people he felt burned by to a party that is not really going to happen, or it's just like a weird get together. I thought that was kind of okay. That's different.
That was
that's
funny.
clever.
Yeah.
He's vindictively petty and pathetic and sad.
Yeah.
But it worked for him, right? That's why I think our debate number 4 is this even a movie? Is this even like a story? Is this even because by the end of it, I was like, wait, okay, so let's think about what the story of this movie is. We have a clearly gay boy who's neighbors with a girl that he's obsessed with for some reason.
Because he's in love with her and probably not gay, but
Sure.
Well, I think he's a Baz Luhrmann gay guy where he doesn't want to marry a man. He wants to marry a woman. He wants to have kids, but he wants to be filled in both of his holes as often as possible.
I think
by Kevin.
I think originally Fred is supposed to be 5 years old, and in this movie they age him up to middle school, but he still acts like a 5-year-old. So I don't know if a middle schooler is necessarily even gay or straight.
Just
what?
neurotic.
Really? You never went to middle school?
I mean, I don't know.
We're immediately like, oh, that kid is absolutely gay.
I mean, maybe these days, they're teaching elementary school kids hey, you should be gay. It's fun, but maybe Fred's not thinking about that yet.
I actually have a topical interjection just for a moment. So when I was in 6th grade and MySpace was becoming all the rage, I think it might have launched that year perhaps, I made my MySpace account, and they had on your MySpace you could choose straight, gay, or bisexual. I thought bisexual meant that you had 2 girlfriends at the same time, so I set my thing to be bisexual because I thought it made me look cool. And I came into school the next day, and they were throwing like books at my head and calling me anti-gay words because they thought that I was digging men.
The F slur.
So you know what? They knew what it was. I didn't. Maybe people have known for a long time or something, but not me until then.
So Fred might be gay, but he's also in love with this bitch. Continue with your summary, Hans.
But we don't know if it's because he wants to be her or because he wants to be with her. He wants to sing with her. It's the how it's presented, right? He just wants to sing with this girl because she sings nice.
But we have reason to believe maybe in the past he did something not too kosher, because there's like a big wall that somebody built in the backyard that separates the 2 properties. So clearly, I think the girl's parents want to keep Fred away. Maybe he did something before. And Kevin is clearly there just to protect this woman from Fred. He's just standing outside his house waiting to catch Fred going into her front door so he can stop him. So I think everybody in the community is trying to keep Fred away from her. But continue.
No, I feel like I just saw the movie from a different point of view, and now it's like a different movie.
And to be fair, we watched this on some sort of pirated streaming website where their strategy to keep it up was to extremely zoom in to 20% of the screen for like 5 minutes at a time. So we only physically saw about half of the movie. Anything could have been happening in the parts that were zoomed in. So we don't know. Where did you guys find this?
I was going to add, I mean, it's extremely hard to track this movie down. I really would have assumed it would have been on Paramount or YouTube. You could buy it for $1.99. No, they're burying this.
But Fred 2 and 3 you can find anywhere.
Yeah, those are readily available, it seems like. And then this one, the IMDb score, I have a feeling this is just a product of 2010, is like a 2.8 or something like that. This is not a 2.8. Come on, that's overreacting. But it is difficult to find.
2.8 seems pretty fair.
Yeah.
No, come on.
I gave this half a star.
What is it? What's good about it? It doesn't look good. It's ugly. It looks like a YouTube video from the time. The acting is horrible. The music is horrible. The plot is whatever. It's like a movie for kids that even kids will be bored by because there's nothing for children really. It's just annoying. So why does it merit more than 2.5 stars?
Well, I think he really gives his all with the Fred performance. I'd say it's a very once in a generation type of children's film performance for this Fred Figglehorn. There's a lot to admire with it, Hans. I mean, listen, there's problems. I'll talk about the problems, okay? The first problem that I noticed is that every shot looks blown out for some reason. Like they didn't bring the highlights down. This is a technical problem. If this aired on Nickelodeon, and apparently it was put in the UK in theaters, and was a hit in theaters given the budget, it did make a crazy amount, but for whatever the budget was, it opened to £250,000 in 243 cinemas.
They're responsible for Peppa Pig. Are you really surprised that this was a hit in the UK? I mean, those children are not doing great.
This movie went on to be the most watched TV movie of the year with 7.6 million viewers on Nickelodeon. It was a massive hit. Massive hit.
Was it the only movie for the year? What the fuck?
Now the kids love Fred. Fred was the #1 most subscribed YouTube channel, right? Like he beat Niga Higa at some point, and then was it PewDiePie who passed him up, or who was it?
Yeah, PewDiePie had the title for I feel very close to a decade, right? So it was probably him at the time. Yeah, Fred was very popular. Fred was enormously popular in the aughts. It makes sense that Nickelodeon would try to take a chance and have him transition over to, corporate network television. I feel like he popped up on Drake and Josh or one of those.
He was in iCarly a few times.
Okay. Yeah. They tried to make him work in that sense. And I guess it didn't take if he's doing...
My theory that I had on Letterboxd, LowRes, was did they take a chance on Fred, or were they setting him up to failure? Was the whole movie a prank on Lucas? They say, oh, you're the number one YouTube internet celebrity, huh? Oh, yeah, we'll put you on Nickelodeon. We'll give you a movie. And then the whole thing is a humiliation ritual to prove that he's a talentless hack who just screams like a retard and literally just jumps off of a trampoline into a brick wall head first. That is the extent of his talent. And the entire movie is just highlighting how unfunny he is. And I felt like whoever wrote it and directed it were playing a prank on him. But you're not getting that impression at all. You think he was like he was enthusiastic about this work.
I think he was. I mean, who wouldn't be? He was probably like 16 years old. He's thinking, I'm gonna be
no
in a Nickelodeon
fucking
TV
way.
movie.
I swear to God, this dude's like 24.
Can we, Hans? Let's look this up real quick.
Because he's like 40 now, right? He's like Hans' age.
Well, that's a little disparate. He's not 40 yet.
Not yet. Hold on.
Listen,
Fred.
the Fred
How do you
Figglehorn character.
spell that fucking stupid ass name?
Just look up Fred Lucas. You'll probably find him.
A lot
He
of
was
what I got with this movie. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Hans.
He was born in 93.
So
and
he's younger
Fred,
than
What?
Younger than me.
He's 2 years older than me?
He's 2 years younger than me.
So he's only 31 right now. Fuck. Yeah, he
That is
would
a
have
sad
been
31 if you look at his Instagram too.
Oh.
I had hair at 31. Take that.
So,
Lucas.
yeah,
What's
maybe
your
he-
name? I can't pronounce.
Maybe he was a teenager when he made this.
Well, this came out in 2011.
2011.
So 93,
Yeah,
What,
like
20
18.
18, 19, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Oof.
entirely possible that your theory is correct. That they were trying to maybe set a precedent, and he was the only one, if I remember right. Anyway, I kind of tuned out of Nickelodeon around that time. That jumped from YouTube over into their series and making these movies for them. It's entirely possible. I do, it does kind of turn into a bit of a really low quality, late aughts Nickelodeon show about 40 minutes in, where they start doing a lot of the same jokes I remember seeing when Drake and Josh was on the air, because I would watch that up to a point. And there's also this recurring element of they give up on jokes and try to replace jokes with Fred screaming. Mm-hmm. Fred raises his or yells like a woman at several points, and that's supposed to be the humor. He encounters a Mexican guy working on a car, and he just starts screaming like a woman. And then the girl shows up at his door and wants to sing. He starts screaming like a woman, and it's like, okay, I understand this is your shtick or whatever, but it's really grating.
I think there were some jokes about Asian people at one point.
Asian people stole his girlfriend.
Yeah.
There's one about a Southern girl, and he says something. Fuck, what is it? I think I wrote it down. Let me see. Something about the accent, and he says, "Oh, Judy has such a beautiful Southern accent. I know it would harmonize perfectly with a normal human accent like mine." And that was. That was an attempt at a joke.
Was her accent British, and the joke was he called it Southern because it did not sound Southern? Okay.
Yeah. She had a British accent.
Almost
I'm
went
pretty
over my head on that
I'm
one.
fairly certain it was an Australian accent, but so maybe even Southern Hemisphere. I noted one of the jokes that seemed a little inappropriate for the age group when he's trying to go to her house. He's like, "Oh, I've never been to her back door before. I bet she has a beautiful back door. I can't wait to get in it," or something like that. And I was like,
That's why there's a wall, Fred. To keep you from.
She has a beautiful Southern accent. And he's gonna build that wall.
The reason why I thought that, but I mean, I guess he didn't write it, so no. But Judy is such a name for a love interest that a gay guy thinks would be a name for a young person. Because is there anyone called Judy that's like under 40? For a little girl, is like
She's a very popular rabbit. Okay, I'll
Judy
have you know.
Hopps.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay, never mind. But I mean, I guess I don't know, that kind of took me out of it because this 15-year-old boy obsessed with a Judy who's a young girl. I was just like, I don't think that's like a very gay man thinking a female name, and it's just older woman.
Australians, they kind of have like different names. Like they don't go with like the Aiden and Jaden and that kind of thing. They kind of go, like, from my understanding, they still kind of, like, how Bruce is, like, a catch-all term for Australian men. Like, hey, Bruce, or whatever. I think they just got, like, they kind of have weird names over there. That's just what I think, anyway.
Hans, Oh, go ahead, LowRes.
I was just gonna add, I think everything that I liked about this movie or found charming about this movie was done much better in Shane Dawson's Not Cool, which I know you two guys weren't a fan of. Eggy, you were maybe more generous to it.
It had,
in retrospect,
a better
that was
sense
probably
of
the best
humor.
one. Oh yeah, Not Cool absolutely had a better sense of humor than this movie. This movie is geared towards 10-year-olds, and they sprinkled in a couple of more teenage jokes. And it doesn't really come together. It doesn't really work as a film in a conventional, traditional sense. So my 3 stars is really just because it caught me off guard with some of my own laughter to it when I was in an especially bad mood putting this on, and like
It made the mood better.
Fred. Yeah. Yeah, it made my day better.
No,
It made my day.
And see, when Hans watched it, I knew because he tweeted at me, "Fuck you, Simian Jimmy." And every time he watches one of these, so I wanted to ask you, Hans, if this is a corporate, soulless YouTuber movie, was this more torturous than the 3-hour soulful
No.
AVG or Nostalgia Critic movies?
No, because it's short, right? The pain lasts for a shorter time, and then you can just forget about it. The Dog Walker epics are so long, and they feel so long that it just ruins your day. Because then
It takes up
it's
the
like,
whole
oh,
day.
cool.
It is your day.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
cool, 4 hours. I just spent 4 hours with this man and his smelly friends, and great. What did I get out of it? Nothing. Cool. I'm misery, and I'm angry now, and I'm just gonna tweet at Monkey to let him know how I feel about having to watch this shit. No, I think it's probably, oh fuck. I was gonna say it's probably the one that I've enjoyed the least, but I don't know if I can say that. I think the ranking. Oh fuck! I don't know if I can rank the movies from the worst to I don't even want to say best, less bad that we've seen. We actually saw, or we're recording an episode on the other Ralph Seppi
Yes.
movie.
Okay.
and-
So hold on. I wanted to cordially invite the two of you gentlemen because it feels weird to watch a YouTuber movie without your presence at this point. But we received a $100 tier request for King Candy, so we're stuck. We're locked in reviewing Ralph Seppi Jr.'s King Candy. So you're welcome to join us if you want.
That's only like 20 minutes long, right?
It's 50
45.
minutes.
Oh, 50? Yeah, we'll be there for that for sure. I tried to watch it maybe 8 years ago, and I think he's like filming it in his high school, and he's like, I'm the mafia king, but I sell all the candy, and I'm the cool guy, and I had to turn it off. So horrible.
I saw all that, and the fact it was like, and he's like the most mature looking one in the movie. Everyone else looks like they're 12 years old. I was like, this is awesome. This is fucking this is great. But it does become Lover halfway through. It essentially turns into Ralph brings people to his house, and then he starts fucking beating them up and being a tough guy.
Don't
I'm
spoil this.
sorry. We'll save it for the episode.
Don't spoil it. I think it's a yeah.
When do you want to record that? I'll
felt-
be there.
I felt
wanna
this-
do this week.
Yeah.
I
right,
felt
let's
this
do it.
the same way as you, Monkey. Because I was not in the mood to watch Ralph's face on my screen for 45 minutes, and then I saw like the first 4 minutes, and it felt very much like, Fight Club was so cool. So I'm just gonna try to do my version of Fight Club where I talk fast and I'm like talking into the camera really quick. And I was like, I can't. But then LowRes was like, yeah, it doesn't. Just if you get past that, like.
LowRes said there's $50 in it for you, so gets to watch it.
Exactly.
So do I owe you guys like $800? Because I've made you watch 8 movies, I think. Is that how it works?
If you want to put that in Hans's Come to the United States fund, I'm not going to say no, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we might
No,
have to.
I think we're complicit at this point. How many films have we covered for this series at this point? It's got to be close to 10, right? Because I mean, Nostalgia Critic alone is 3.
That's 3.
Yeah, it's probably around 8.
AVGN 4, Not Cool 5, and then you have Stupid Mario.
AVGN was that was like a pilot to this little special series that did not have these two on. That was a Kino Corner setting us up.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Oh yeah, Kino Corner's
So-
movie, that's got to be in there.
That's true, yeah.
We did Lover.
Lover, that's 8. And this one, 9. What am I
Not
missing?
cool.
I counted that one already.
You counted not cool?
That's probably all of them.
So I got 9, yeah.
And
Didn't we do the Red Letter Media Space Cops one?
Yep.
Yes, we did.
That's 10.
well, I was listening to a recent movies episode, and you were talking about this upcoming Fred episode, and you said that there's another movie. Was it Atop the Fourth Wall or Linkara or something? What was the other movie? If we want to watch something other than Fred 2 next.
There's a few spin-off films to the Channel Awesome franchise, but they're supposed to be, because I looked it up and I saw you could buy the Nostalgia Critics movies on DVD for like $5, and I wound up with this Stockholm syndrome of subscribing to his channel because of what you said. You said, oh, his reviews are actually pretty good, and I was like, we'll find out.
I think we enjoyed his Marge video, and ironically enjoyed his Bill Cosby video.
Well, I've been watching his reviews lately, so there is supposed to be a fourth one.
Fred getting 3 stars makes a lot of sense now. Your taste has been compromised by Doc Walker.
I think there's enough evidence to point to some validity to that, maybe. But the fourth movie is supposed to be a serious film. It's not supposed to be like the first 3. Apparently, he had taken some time off and had done a serious movie with some of his people. But I can't find it anywhere. I don't know anything about it. And I think it is called Atop the Fourth Wall. But I don't know anything about it.
That's Linkara, and isn't it supposed to be like 4.5 hours or something too? What's with these YouTubers?
Is that the name of Linkara's movie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the.
I would just like to mention, I would much rather Fred 2 before I fucking watch
Night of the Living Fred.
But I'm gonna say
it's got our fake Mexican friend in it. I just saw that, the cast. You know, that bald Mexican that's on everything as a Mexican, but he's not actually Mexican. He's like Argentinian or something. What's his name? Hold on.
The guy who plays Hector on TV shows and movies.
Yeah, Noel Guglielmo. That's not. Is that Italian? This motherfucker. Okay, hold on. He's been making a living out of playing Latino, and he's got this guy. He's on the second one. So I think we should.
I think he was in Breaking Bad. He had to have been.
Wow. Okay.
He's on everything. Every time they need a Mexican, it's just like this guy who's got a non-Mexican name. Fucking Hollywood taking our jobs. Anyway, we should. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I agree with Eggy. I don't want to watch 4 hours of Linkara or whatever the fuck. His fedora and his vest. Great. No. Fred 2.
Well, there's
the
also
one.
the God. What is the other guy's name? Brad something did 2 movies, and he looks pretty similar to Doug Walker, but like a smaller version of him. And he put 2 films out that were in that universe of things. I've heard those are significantly better than the Nostalgia Critics trilogy.
Should we skip to the Smosh movie?
I feel like Smosh would be a proper follow-up to Fred the movie.
Are you a big Smosh guy, Hans?
No. No, never. Not at all. I always thought they were fucking annoying.
I think they had a sketch where it was like... It was, maybe I'm thinking of 2 different ones, but there's one where they had a death note that I thought was funny. And then maybe one where it's like the joke about how Pokemon trainers in the games, when they see you, they'll like march up to you and battle you. So when I was 15, they had a couple good jokes. Maybe their movie will be as good as the Fred movie.
Is it just sketches? And,
yeah, like 3-minute sketches from like an anime or a video game.
We could check out the trailer right now and see what we're in.
Sure.
I don't know a thing about Smosh, really. I know that they broke up and then they came back together kind of recently, right?
That sounds right.
They had this great offshoot called Ghetto Smosh. I've heard a lot of positive things about.
I don't think it's run by them, is it?
I know.
They're probably dropping the N-word a lot on Twitter.
Let's check that trailer out.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay, we're going to be taking a look at Smosh the movie, the trailer. And you're probably watching this right now on either patreon.com/LowRes or the official Simian Jimmy's Treehouse channel. Okay.
Lots of pressure on Hans right now.
Yeah, Hans.
Sorry, it's just that there's a Costa Rican ad going on right now. I didn't think you guys wanted to see that.
I kind of want to see it.
I don't know if I can pay for YouTube.
That's 1 month free. That's that
Yeah,
offer.
click on that right now.
Shit.
Okay, PG-13 for crude humor, sexual humor, some language involved.
Fuck the slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch this movie. Are they at YouTube Studio?
Thing I've seen all day. Look, someone posted a video. Dude, that's you.
Oh, they couldn't do the actual Pokemon theme song.
Anna sees this video. It's gonna remind her how much of a loser I used to be.
Are
Wilhelm scream.
Is YouTube available to see us?
Hey, you're the backflip microphone guy.
I suspect this might be better than the Fred movie, and I don't think this is going to be good at all.
They got Michael Ian Black.
I mean, it looks like a movie.
Yeah.
So he's got that going for it, I guess. They got someone that makes.
They've got
movies that look-
the least funny of the two Michael and Michael have issues Michaels.
Yeah.
Listen, you're a god. What the hell?
Jenna, I've commented on a bunch of your videos.
Yeah, I know exactly who you are.
Oh, wow.
No idea.
Jenna Marbles.
What, Jenna Marbles? Yeah.
That is a blast from the past.
Is it weird to say the closer this
Whoa, hey.
A little bit.
This looks like some kino. I can't lie.
No, that's the guy from Epic Mealtime, right?
They killed a cat.
can crawl under and whoa! You thought there was a portal under my desk, and you saw my wings.
Oh no.
Oh. Wow, Michael
20th
Ian
Century
Black
Fox.
should be canceled for that joke.
What, Alex
How
Winter
dare-
directed?
Ooh. That's
Is that-
Ted from Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
That's the monster from Freaked, right?
Yeah.
That's the Master of Disguise, dude. Or is it not him? Who's Master of
That's Dana
Disguise?
Carvey.
That yeah,
Dana
okay,
Carvey.
you're right.
Yeah.
Wow, what the fuck?
I'm thinking of the sidekicks who were much less successful than the other guy.
Hey, listen, you know what? True kino sewers. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't take Mike Myers' shine away from him, but Dana Carvey really had some hits, though. I can't lie. When we're talking like,
Have I seen
sketches.
these hits? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live, I think.
Yeah,
that's
Saturday
what
Night
it's hit.
Live.
Sorry,
like,
yeah.
my article I dropped today on Substack about Saturday Night Live at jcorellis.substack.com. Check that out.
Who's
Set
this
up that.
Jay Corrales person? Who's that?
My dad. I don't know.
Oh.
He bought the website for me, so
Was the guy you were talking about the Cinema Snob? Is that what you were mentioning?
the Cinema Snob. Yeah. That's who I was thinking
Ah.
of. Brad Jones
Yeah.
is maybe his name, and he looks exactly like Doug Walker, but just micro, just smaller and older. And he's got
Yeah.
two films. You
Well-
found him?
I did. Boy, I don't know what his movies are. He didn't direct them though. Oh yeah, he did. Hold on, 30.
He did.
Shit.
Let's watch the trailer to one, and we can decide if we want to do Smosh or go back to Channel Awesome.
Is it? Well, it says it's all TV series though, unless they made a look. Unless they turn them into.
No.
Movie.
He definitely did one movie that came out about 10 years ago, and then he did a movie that came out about 4 years ago, I want to say.
Shot on Shitio. The Hooker with the Heart of Gold. Now that's my kind of movie.
That's a
Directed
movie.
Top the Fourth Wall.
Yeah, maybe
That's
we'll just do.
one episode. Yeah.
Well, I think Atop the Fourth Wall is like 4 or 5 episodes all merged into a film or something, isn't it? That's why it's so long.
Oh, is that what that is?
Right, that's what the Kickassia and the other two were also put together in parts at first.
800 episodes. Jesus fuck. Yeah. No. Which one's the movie here? Disco?
Once upon a
Is that
time
what
when I
you're
tried
talking
committing the S word that I'm not going to mention for YouTube. This guy's got a lot of good stuff under his belt, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Is this it? This is his directorial credit? Go to his acting,
about? Okay.
because you might be right that he didn't direct it. That's possible.
Nostalgic credit.
Another Cinema Snob movie.
What?
Oh, is that?
That's from 2019.
He should make not another Cinema Snob movie.
Let's
Atop the Fourth Wall, the movie, right there.
Where do you see that?
Right there,
Oh, yeah,
2015.
that's the Linkara.
3.2.
Oh, it's 2 hours. Okay, but that's still.
Should we just do that? Directed by a woman.
And him. I think that's Linkara, yeah. I mean, it's the shortest one of them all, I think.
Can we get I want to get a quick taste of this. I need to know how this compares to what we were in for with a Doug Walker helmed movie.
All right.
Same characters, different director.
Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. This looks. Oh, wait. It's not even in YouTube. It's on Daily Motion.
Yeah. Are you guys seeing this? Because I cannot see this on my screen right now.
I just see Hans's browser with a seasonings tab, so I know he's truly he's a Hispanic man because he'd be seasoning his food proper.
Here we go. All right.
JustWatch.com presents
3 minutes.
Why is there no sound? Why is there no audio?
This is a movie trailer.
Is that the AVGN background?
Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. And boy howdy do we have a really bad one today. I am of course talking about... What am I still doing here? Maybe I'm finally just realizing now how not normal.
I don't like this guy.
I've been thinking
Is that
about
his
ending the
real
show
voice?
because I'm not certain.
I don't like.
so annoying.
I don't like how he presents himself.
Tireless Tiff will be
now here's a
approaching
hero.
Jupiter today after an historic 3-month journey.
You know, you're not
It's the first time it's ever been refreshing to see Doug Walker.
a power source out there.
Is there any word?
Surely fedoras were out of vogue by 2015, right?
Do you even know if they're still alive?
He just kept it alive.
That's his thing. Fedora and the vest, right?
Yeah.
That's how you know it's him.
I didn't invite you.
I'm coming with you.
Damn, B. That's cool. I believe you're all familiar with
Well,
Ladies I think most people are familiar with the most...
If there's something you can get from this,
He's got
2
his own
hours of
JJ.
this.
yeah. No, if there's something that you can get from this trailer is that they have the same ability to direct people when they're just multiple people on a scene. It looks just as awkward as Dog Walker movies. Like, look at this interaction right now. Like the next couple of seconds where it's just people that don't know what to do with themselves. It's just like this awkwardly framed shot of 3 people, and then she's. It's just, it looks like it is 2 hours, so fine. But I'm just getting like PTSD from Dog Walker's movies.
You've got a rude way of saying hello.
But what were they doing next to the debris field?
This movie trailer's 3 minutes and 20 seconds long.
Yeah, these are the action shots of the movie.
That's outrageous.
Okay, you know what?
No music at all.
Those are effects.
Oh, there's an ad.
Well, I mean, I think I've seen enough. I think I'm ready to vote.
Enough.
Oh, there's another ad. Yeah, I don't think this is the one. I don't think I wanna.
So after seeing that, I'm putting in a vote for Fred 2. But everybody else, go ahead.
I'll take Smosh, but you know what? Fred 2 I wouldn't be opposed to.
I feel the same way. I think I'd take Smosh over Fred, but
I will not put us in a tiebreaker situation. I'll vote for Smosh as well.
Sounds good to me. Anything other than that. We'll get to that like in 2026.
I'm curious about this Cinema Snob though, but I don't know.
I have this
You wanna look at the
sneaking
trailer?
suspicion that it might look very similar, possibly, but maybe not.
I feel like I've seen a clip from it before, and it's more competent than what we just saw, but it's still not good.
Well, it's a 3-minute trailer, so it's not a good
That one's
start.
3 minutes too.
Yeah.
Should I hit the bathroom on this one? I'm done watching these trailers.
I think we can wrap up on that note. We just clocked an hour, so
Yeah, we're getting there.
Did anybody have anything to add on Fred the movie?
I want to add that LowRes, I'm getting Eggy into Big Brother this season, and we're lucky that this has been a very funny and exciting season so far. And there's this 50-year-old woman named Angela who was speedrunning every different way to get canceled. Like, she's already had like a racism thing where people who have been removed from the game for doing these things. This woman has been in the game for 4 weeks now, like speedrunning all of them, and then she just gets immunity every week and they can't get her out. So Angela has been fun to watch. This guy Tucker has been throwing logic out the window to do some crazy shit, and they can't get him out either.
Love Tucker.
Yep.
He's my favorite. He's probably my favorite. No disrespect to one of those people who was thrown out, who appeared on our collective program.
Homeboy Luke.
Luke, but Tucker is my favorite contestant probably in many years, just because he's doing what we all kind of want from a contestant when we watch, is don't be too logical, be entertaining, make some crazy moves, and don't be too attached to your position in the house. It could have wound up really bad last week if they didn't throw that AI twist in at the start of the game, of course. But I've been really happy with this season thus far. So I hope it continues. And it seems like this week we kind of lucked out with who won the competition.
Yes. As long as Tucker and Angela make the jury, I think it's going to be a top half season guaranteed.
I agree.
Have you gotten Eggy into Hoochie Daddies though?
He was here when we discovered Hoochie Daddies. We've watched most of it together, I think.
Oh, you have already? Okay.
Watched Hoochie Daddies, another Tubi classic stripper party. I was quite fond of that film. I still have to get a nice high-scoring Letterboxd review on that, but
there is something that, and I said I'm going to make a video about Hoochie Daddies. One day I might, but we found something else on Tubi that I think I have to make a video about first. Is he a rapper? Some guy, he made his own reality show about his life called, what?
It was called like the Baby Daddy Plans or something.
Baby Daddy Camp, Baby Daddy Life, something. He has like 3 different kids in 3 different states, and he's like, okay, I'm going to just start filming myself, and then we'll edit it into a reality show and sell it to Tubi. And he's like, oh, I was on 5 episodes of Entourage. I'm a big deal. You know me. Literally, every 8 seconds, you hear a chirp from the smoke detector in the background of this like supposed millionaire black guy. His children have spent literally their entire lives hearing a beeping chirp from the hallway every 8 seconds. People live like this. They think that the hallway just beeps.
I don't understand how, because you know how, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but sometimes you just hear like a text message or something, or someone or whatever, or you imagine it, or because you've heard that sound so many times that you think you hear it. I don't understand, why is it that they can't hear that noise? Because it's like it went from okay, that's racist to like, oh, this actually happens. Oh, every video that I watch, it happens. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is it? This is a frequency that they can't hear. Like, what is it?
You see, I was in this position once. I just ripped the smoke detector out of the wall because I didn't want to buy batteries for it. I just pulled it down to like the wiring and just completely removed it. Now, if you're renting somewhere, you might not be able to do that. That might trigger something I hear, but I did do it in the past. But that's just because I didn't want to spend like $8 on a battery, which is, this is what I have heard. This is the official explanation on Twitter, is that people of, disadvantaged means, they say, am I going to spend this $8 to feed my family, or am I going to spend this $8 on one battery? Let that thing chirp.
Yes.
Well, we did an old show called Old Boys, Hans and I and a dear friend of ours named Kenny Dorsley, who's been a series regular. And there were a couple of those episodes where I did have to go in and do some intensive editing to just remove a quick beep that we go, okay, and make sure it was a listenable episode. So it's a pandemic of sorts,
yes.
Really.
Yeah,
I feel like it's very recent too, right? I don't think this was something that was noticed until like this year.
Well, the thing is with this daddy, whatever fucking show we're talking about here, the footage he's showing is from like 10 years ago that he is just now getting around to editing and then filming confessionals about in the modern day. He's like filming reaction videos with his teenage kids to like them as babies. So he's had this chirping shit for 15 years at least.
And it could just be one of those situations where they like discover a prehistoric bird suddenly, and it's like, oh wow, I don't know. There's no way to make sense of it.
I would like to also mention that the entire first episode of this quote-unquote show revolves around the fact that his son defecated on himself, and it's like visible feces that the camera repeatedly zooms on. He'd be like, the boy done shit his pants. Hey, y'all, the boy done took a shit.
How'd he get poo-poo on his socks?
Man, how you gonna get that shit on your pants?
They're just zooming in on literal human shit on this child's socks. And this is episode 1 of a Tubi TV show.
And that's the entire episode.
It's 20 full minutes about this.
They don't sell that to Tubi, right? That's not how that works.
I think Tubi says we'll give you $50 for your show. We just need a library.
No, it's literally that. We'll give you $500 to host it in perpetuity, and they go deal, and that's the.
And then they make the money like in ads from like 8 people watching it over the course of 10 years to pay for it.
Yep.
I mean, us watching ads probably paid for the show outright.
Yeah.
So I can stay tuned for when we give up on YouTuber movies. We'll watch all of the black ghetto aesthetic shows on Tubi and Pluto TV.
There's a never-ending episodes of that because every day is like new fucking 5 new ones. Yeah.
Why don't we make one and sell it to Tubi?
Yeah, we'll split 500 4 ways. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Hey, come live in my living room. I'll give you a freak show.
Hans, would you like to plug your great Twitter account for all the fans of the Treehouse?
Oh yeah, H-word name on Twitter. Go. I was gonna start paying for the premium, and then I realized that it's almost $20. I was like, why? What?
I thought it was $8.
Isn't it like $12? Isn't it?
There's different versions. I think I pay like $11 because I used Apple, but I think it's $8. I think it's something like that.
Well, don't pay $20. That's definitely not worth it.
20 is you don't get any ads at all. But honestly, it does make a difference. They boost your tweets, or they show it to the proper amount of people compared to not anybody.
Yeah, I don't use Twitter. I haven't used Twitter for about 3 years when I got banned, but I'll go, like, if I send a link to a tweet, I'll open it, and it's got, like, sponsored replies in the, like, it looks terrible. Like, I would never, ever want to go back and use it. It looks awful and, like, very complicated and stupid now. That's just my 2 cents on that.
If you can pay to be at the top of the replies, then it's just an unusable website full of bots and literal retards.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they just changed that thing too, right? Where you can select the thing that's on Facebook, where it's like the most recent comments or the most popular comments.
That was such an idiotic, and you said that as well. You said that person should be fired. It's a very nonsensical choice to go with a website like X and do that.
It sucks. It like adds it overly complicated for no reason. Like, just let people see the fucking notifications like before, or the likes like before. Now you have to like click on the little menu to see, let's see who got more likes. It's like,
Has that changed what you like on the platform?
No.
I don't
don't even click on it. That's the thing. Like,
I will click like on something like extremely racist just for the thrill, because I know nobody see it.
Yeah, now nobody's gonna know.
Well, I don't look at my replies, so whatever it is that you're seeing on those things. Yeah.
The Joe Rogan approach. Wonderful. All right. Okay. I think, Fred, this is another one for the books. I was a fan. Nobody else seems to be a fan. Maybe I'll watch the rest of the Fred trilogy by myself in my own time.
No, we'll get to them. Don't you worry. I got to make sure I watch the whole trilogy at some point.
I
bet you it gets better and better.
That's why they kept the other ones on the streaming service.
They couldn't keep Sam from iCarly for the sequel, but she probably had better things to do, like nothing, and then complain that Dan Schneider did something mischievous to her, but be very cloak about it. Don't say what he did, so everybody's imagination can run wild, Sam.
Yeah. The only thing she ever accused him of directly was eating sandwich meats on the set. So... innocent man, as far as if I'm looking at the evidence, he looks innocent.
Yeah, we should have done an episode on that.
Quiet on the set.
He's quiet on the set, yeah, because Like, that was as much of a let's paint him to be a bad guy as possible, and even then they could not get any direct accusations of anything.
No, and he showed up at the Brian Peck trial on Drake's side.
Yeah, like the
when
only
everyone else was on
person.
So it's like, okay, I understand there's weird stuff with him and adult women. Like, he gave someone a massage and told her, hey, why don't you fake an orgasm on this desk over here for a couple of minutes? No, really, why don't you go do that? No, I'm serious, go do that. He would do that, so he's a fucking freak. He's a psycho.
He's a Hollywood producer.
Yes,
Yep.
There's nothing really in there, though, to say that he's concretely a pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? When I was 13, I appreciated the pedophile work he was creating, so, 13-yeolds he chose to watch too. he cast some hot chicks in those shows, dude.
Ren and Stimpy.
Not enough hot chicks.
If there's something that you can't take away from him and Harv, right, is that, fuck, if it wasn't for them, Nickelodeon probably wouldn't be a channel if it wasn't for him.
Yeah,
right
Tarantino
now.
would be nobody.
If it wasn't for
Fred
her,
the movie without Dan Schneider.
there would be you know what? There would be no independent American cinema if it wasn't for Harvey Weinstein. So I think I think they're both the history will remember them in a positive light. I think for their
They might possibly be running for president in 2028 as they're going to be on the same ticket. All right, well, I haven't given my review yet in any form, so I'm going to say this real quick. I'm going to say a 2 out of 5. I felt like it definitely, we could say maybe it wasn't autism, but it definitely gave a raw look into a child with a behavioral disorder. He was ready to stalk and assault women. He obviously was just very maladjusted, screaming in people's faces and fantasizing all about all kinds of megalomaniac behavior. I just feel like, it was a very raw representation, and I can appreciate that. Not much else to appreciate. I wouldn't probably go out of my way to watch it for any kind of enjoyment, but on a psychological breakdown, I can appreciate that. I'm hoping for more out of the sequel.
Will you stand in solidarity with LowRes and give it 3 stars on Letterboxd?
I could maybe be persuaded. I feel like a 2 because I feel like
that's fair.
That's about the thing it's because I don't know. I don't do half stars. I feel like, I'm bottom out at a 1, but I can give that 1 extra point for the raw psychological juxtaposition.
I think I know we're closing, but it's funny that none of us mentioned the Stefan Urkel character that's in this movie too.
You're talking about Durf.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, it's a cool Fred, and he's just him. He talks like not as high as him, and he's just cool. It's just I don't care.
He's the medicated Fred. If he was on whatever meds he should be on, he'd be chill.
Yeah,
Fredicated.
Imaginary. Yeah.
Well, this has been Movies. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening.
Recording stopped.